Hey guys, my name is Latanya and I am the blogger behind jointheordinary.com, and I am also a homeschool mom. And today's video is all about why do we homeschool? So we have homeschooled since 2009, and when we decided to homeschool, I knew very little about homeschooling, but I was first introduced to it through my education program because I went to undergrad to become a teacher. So that's when I really was first introduced to homeschooling as a part, not a part, but as an option to educate children. Like you could actually homeschool, and I had never heard of that before until that moment. And actually, after I heard about it, I learned that my cousin was also deciding to homeschool her kids. So that's when I was first introduced to homeschooling. When I was first introduced, I didn't really think that it was something that I would be doing. But after I finished my education program and I went off to do my first assignment, which was the summer school program, um, I was, interacting with all the teachers and not throwing teachers under a bus because I still like education. I still enjoy teaching. But when I was listening to them, it was very discouraging. Like they sounded hopeless. They didn't seem like they believed in what they were doing. And because they didn't have the confidence, I figured, hey, I could do this better than they could because I didn't want people who didn't necessarily believe in my children to have so much time with them, to to be that influence. And I don't know if it would have been a positive influence since they lacked confidence. So I decided, I came home after that um, workshop, and I asked my husband, like, I think we should homeschool. I think we can homeschool. And he said, sure, go for it. And so we did. So that was my why at that time. And then after I decided, hey, this is what we're doing, um, I started thinking about me as a person and how school impacted me and all the things that I had to work through as a grown up to become confident and somewhat sure myself. I still get fearful, but to grow into faith over fear instead of being afraid and not doing anything, having fear instead and continuing to move. I had to think about like all the things that I had to work through to get to this point. And while I know my kids will struggle and they'll have their own things that they'll have to work through, I knew that homeschooling them will hopefully lessen that for them. Hopefully they will go into adulthood a lot more confident than I came into adulthood, a lot more confident than my friends came into adulthood. Um, you know, a system that's set up to teach you to do this like this, and if you don't do it this way, then you know something's wrong with you, or maybe you're not cut out to be this or that, and it just really makes it hard on the individual. And I didn't want that for my children. Um, and I wanted to give them a fair playing field. So what do I mean by that? Like I'm not raising geniuses. They're just kids. They're just regular kids. But I wanted them to um, not be on the bottom trying to work their way up. I wanted them to be confident in the most basic skills of reading, writing, and doing math. And to me, that's a level playing field. So many times students leave high school and they need remedial classes because they didn't learn how to do the math. And so you're spending your first year of college paying for remedial classes when maybe you could have left high school with those skills, and then you wouldn't have to pay for something that you should have learned in your earlier years of education. So I really wanted my kids to have a more equal level playing field as they enter adulthood, because basically, to me, that's what parenting and homeschooling is knowing that my kids, they won't always be children, and I let them enjoy their childhood. We are not rigid over here at all, but I know that they will become grown-ups, and that sticks in my mind. Like, they're not going to always be my little girls. Like, yeah, I'll probably always see them as my babies, but they're going to turn into grown-ups, and I don't want them to go into adulthood with limits placed on them by adults. I don't want them to go into adulthood with limits placed on them, with defeat already written over them because someone told them that they weren't good at writing, or someone told them, they weren't good at math. So, like I said, my kids, they're not geniuses. Like, I know a lot of people say, well, homeschoolers, they are this and that and the other because they're homeschooled. I don't put that on my kids. I don't say, because you're homeschooled, then you have to know this or you have to be a genius. Instead, I say, because you're homeschooled, I'm going to make sure that I help you as much as I can help you. I'm not putting pressure on any of us to say that I'm going to teach them everything that they need to know to make it in life, but I will set them up so that they're able to achieve whatever they're called to achieve, because I don't know. I don't know what their calling will be. So that is why I homeschool my daughters. I homeschool them so that they will have faith in themselves. I homeschool them so that they can know that they are awesome and they are wonderfully and fearfully made. I homeschool them so that they will know that they are loved, that they are cared about, that no matter what mistakes that they might make and what mistakes that they are making, they can always bounce back from it. I believe that homeschooling gives them the opportunity to be okay with making mistakes because they're not in competition with anyone but themselves. They're only trying to be the best the best person that they can be, not the best person that the girl next to them is and they're trying to be her. No, they get to be themselves and they get to compete with themselves and be better for themselves and no one else. I homeschool them because for us, it does offer healing, not just in my immediate family with my husband and my daughters, but healing as a whole for the family that I came out of. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I came through a whole lot of different issues growing up. And if I was out trying to work full time, trying to manage a home, trying to help my kids with homework, trying to do all the things, chances are there wouldn't be much space for healing. And chances are I probably wouldn't even see the issues that I need to work through so that the cycle isn't continuously repeated. And that's another reason why I homeschool. I want some of these cycles that have been going on for many generations in my family. I want it to stop. I want it to stop with my family. I want it to stop with my kids because they will become grown-ups and they may be blessed with children. And I don't want them to continue with the brokenness. And I know we live in a broken world, in a broken society, but I do believe it starts at home. And I just want, if if all I can do is change this little bubble, which is my family, then I feel good about that. So that's why I homeschool. So you can check out other bloggers who are sharing why they homeschool. I will link some underneath this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to sit down and hang out with me. And thank you for listening. If you enjoyed what you watched, check me out on my Facebook page, facebook.com, join the ordinary.com, on YouTube, youtube.com / or is it /? I don't know. Latanya_MO, whichever one of those slashes it is. And I blog at joyintheordinary.com. I write more often than I record, but you can catch me also on Instagram.com. /Latanya_MO. Thank you and have a great rest of the day.